So a pretty big unexpected change, right? As far as gossip goes, we've been pretty slow for the last bunch of years producing anything of note other than, oh, Serena's pregnant again, right? Nobody cares, just kids. But we're buying a farm, and some of you might already know that from our channel. We've talked on it a little bit, but we've been talking a lot about it between the two of us because it's like a pretty big lifestyle change, and there's a few things that we're going to miss about living where we do. And I still agree with the message of our old channel, which is like it's super important to grow in the cities and local food.
Yeah, like food security. And
and we're just kind of taking that to the next level with what we're doing, because we're gonna have a couple acres. We're still in the same city, but we are more out in like a suburb as opposed to being in the core of the city. And we're gonna have enough space, like it's agriculturally zoned, so we're gonna have animals and probably some sort of like fruit stand type idea eventually.
I mean, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Ian likes the idea of a farm stand.
But the point is, there's opportunities. Like we will be kind of running this place. Eventually, the goal is as a farm to not make large amounts of money, but to.
I mean, the land is ALR land, which is the Agricultural Land Reserve, and that's land that our province has set aside specifically because it's some of the best farmland in the area. So, like, Ian and I strongly believe in that. We think that farmland should be protected, and it'd be pretty wrong of us believing in the Agricultural Land Reserve to buy in the Agricultural Land Reserve and not use it for what it's intended for, which is, producing food. So
yeah, previously there had been a bunch of horses on there, so it's more so just like kind of an open grassland. Serina, what do you think of grass?
Can't eat the grass.
What do you think of 2.5 acres of grass?
There's a lot of grass killing. But that's like currently what we are doing right now is playing with ideas, looking into something to smash that grass.
Yeah.
Gotta smash that grass. We're looking into, some sort of walking tractor or something so that we have it for as soon as we get possession. And then I'm gonna start looking into cover crops because grass is not a very good cover crop.
Yeah, not an option.
Not an option. No grass. Maybe a little bit of grass. Only if it's harder to weed out than, nice lawn clover.
Yeah.
No intentional grass.
It's a pretty big thematic change from what we were talking about before.
Yeah, Ian and I have, after kind of going ahead with this whole buy a farm concept, we've then been talking about why. Normally you talk about why you should buy a farm and then you go buy a farm, but Ian and I have been doing a little bit backwards. so now that we've gone ahead and bought a farm, we're now talking about why it was that we wanted to do that, trying to kind of figure out what is our motivations. Because I think it'd be safe to say so far it's been a feeling. And
definitely
in general, I don't necessarily like to just go with straight up feelings. I like there to be a rational, clear, informed decision behind everything.
Definitely, it seems like whenever you start pulling on a thread for what is a reason that for me specifically that we want to do this farm thing, they all kind of trace back to food security in one way or another, right?
Yeah, and the importance of within food security, it's the importance of local food, the importance of eating in season.
I feel like we, you and me, we have a unique skill set and a situation in life where we're able to start this farm, which I think is safe to say starting a little farm is one of the end goals for lots of people's lives, right? And we're in a position where we can do that. So there's a certain excitement that goes along with that.
Yeah. It's definitely a dream big type situation.
With these little ones, I want to have a place where like we can teach them some skills. You know what I mean? That's important to me. Like food security for my family. You know, for one thing, I want my kids to be able to eat vegetables and be comfortable eating vegetables.
Well, I think our kids are pretty good at eating fruit and vegetables.
Yeah, totally. But you know, just continuing that journey with them, right? Like exposing them to it and showing them how to grow food and where food comes from. Like that's like really important to me.
You know, I'm also excited about being in this agricultural zoning. That means that we're going to have access to the ability to have animals. And, you know, we eat a mainly vegetarian diet only because we eat what we grow. So we grow a lot of vegetables. But I think it'll be fun to expose the children to, you know, like where meat comes from. And, like, I truly believe that responsible meat is really integral to a complete farming system.
Yeah.
You know, like there's like obviously like growing cattle on like farmland doesn't make sense, but if you're going to be organically growing, you need to be getting that, you know, that nutrients back into the soil, and I think that animals are an important part of that in small farming operations. So, you know,
we're going to be doing a lot with chickens, we feel. And that's exciting for us.
Totally, to finally be able to, you know, take that step without, you know, having to do something that, you know, is not allowed.
Yeah, basically.
No more illegal chickens. We can have legal chickens.
You know, the goal is to build soil with the use of chickens, and then byproduct is eggs, right? So we're going to be eating lots of pasta and lots of eggs for breakfast, and lots of pasta for.
I'm gonna learn how to make hollandaise for Ian, so he can have his eggs Benny every morning.
I'm motivated by, as far as you know, security goes, is like family security. I feel like, you know, not necessarily a prepper, but I don't rule out, you know, the fact that there could be problems in the future with, you know, resources and stuff. And you know, if your family has some land, I feel like they're in a better situation to, you know, weather those minor bumps.
Yeah, I mean, we had, you know, we're lucky enough to be in a financial situation where doing this is something we can actually afford. You know, we're not going way outside of our budget, and you know, it's you got to do something with your money. So, you know, we don't necessarily believe in like an economy that's always growing. So because of that, you know, we're more comfortable in investing into land, and this idea of land that could also, you know, sustain our children, you know, land that has enough space that, you know, like family could live with us. On that land, you know, that's something that really has motivated our purchase.
Yeah, for sure.
Like in a way that's almost the thing that has motivated us even thinking about it in the first place, before we even then were talking about the farming aspect. It was just, you know, where we are now wasn't big enough to be able to think about housing family in the future.
Yeah. You know, something that wasn't really an influencer on the decision, but I've been getting more and more excited about, like, after the fact, is I kind of see it as like a way for me to get out of the bushwork.
Yeah.
And that's pretty exciting, because there's a lot of my skills, you know, require space, right? You know, like I'm experienced with heavy equipment or, you know, tools and stuff like that, and you need kind of space when you come home from work to spread all that stuff out, or, you know, have a place where you can put materials. And in an urban lot, there's just not enough space, you know, to do everything, right? And so having like a little acreage, it's like,
can you bring that to mommy? Gentle, 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 gentle. Thank you, Sam, for getting those.
yeah, like I feel confident that having this space, I'm
like,
always going to be able to like figure out something to do in the city, and so I don't have to worry so much about, you know, like how do I eventually get out of the, you know, the cycle of seasonal work.
Yeah, like Ian currently is an entrepreneur. He owns his own business, and you know, he's basically, what he's saying there isn't that he wants to be a farmer necessarily, because we are going to farm and we want to produce food, but Ian's skill set might be more wage sustainable, not working in agriculture.
Yeah.
And having the space allows for him to do local, you know, entrepreneurial ideas that, you know, need a little bit of spreading out to be,
Yeah.
you know,
Viable. Possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be the farmer. That's why all tools
Yeah.
must be designed for lady lifting.
Yeah. And then he can be your little gardener helper.
Yeah, Sam will water everything. As we kind of have started thinking about what it is that we want to come and talk to you guys about here on the channel for transitioning into the farm, I think one of the biggest themes that we keep going back to over and over again is this theme of food security. It's kind of a subtle connection between, you know, having this urban garden and then scaling over to this suburban farm property. But I think the philosophy that guides us here in our urban space is the same as the philosophy that will continue to guide us on a farm property, and also just, you know, behind the motivation. We want to be part of food security. That was our motivation in even making this YouTube channel. We want people to realize, first of all, how easy it is, how simple it is to just grow some food for yourself.
Yeah.
No matter the scale. Like, no matter if it's just, you know, a pot on your patio all the way up to farming. And, you know, we're just kind of taking the next step for us of going beyond, you know, gardening our urban space to scaling up.
Yeah.
And trying to produce more.
We're going from experienced gardeners to novice farmers.
Yeah. But hopefully we'll get those 10,000 hours that it takes to be an expert.
Okay. Well, we got a crying baby and probably have another one.
Yeah. We gotta go
Crying
check on
inside.
Leah. So, well, see you guys next time, and cross your fingers for all of our move. We'll keep you guys updated.
Bye.
What do you think, baby? Are you in the video?
You gonna hang out? Did you have a good nap?
You crappy? You want down? You want to be down, or you want to be in the video? Down?